What's good? It's your boy Brandon B back with another video. This one's going to be a little bit different. I wanted to start doing more videos kind of this format, a little bit more deeper content, just kind of on specific topics. And today, this one I wanted to talk about is why I started to treat people how they treat me. And I feel like this topic is going to resonate with a lot of people, or at least the people who I hope this touches and is able to speak to, or those who kind of grew up with that same mentality, just like everyone else, right? Where you're taught at least to say, I want to treat people how I want to be treated, right? The golden rule, some people consider, right? And so, growing up kind of with that mentality, I feel like sometimes can at least in the modern day, I think is something that I think needs to be kind of updated. And I think there may have been a little bit of overcorrection when it came to that, right? Because what I've noticed is sometimes when you have that mentality of thinking about, hey, I want to be that person who's treating someone how I want them to treat me. And a lot of times that can actually come back to bite you in the butt. And so I kind of wanted to speak on that because I had to change my mentality. I had to change my perspective, right, on how I wanted to go about thinking about how I wanted people to treat me and also my response to how people treat me, right? And so one of those things I think is we can only control ourselves, right, and how we react to things and things that we go through. So when someone is, coming into your life, or if you're doing certain things, like your goal is to not only be able to reflect kind of the way that you're treated, but at the same time show that appreciation for how people treat you. And sometimes, I think we do live in a new generation where most times people take that for granted. And sometimes I think the best medicine for that is treating people how they treat you instead of treating them how you want to be treated. Sometimes in life we have to go ahead and reflect the exact, behaviors or the exact actions that maybe somebody's giving us in return. So for instance, right, let's say you are in a relationship or you are in a friendship, and you may not be getting the same exact thing that you're putting into that relationship or that friendship. I think it is important to be a mirror in those situations, in those scenarios, to make sure that you are going to make sure that this person understands, hey, I see what you're doing, I understand that, but I'm also going to address that by giving you the same exact thing that you're giving me. And sometimes that may not be to the liking of that person, but at the end of the day, your mentality, the way that you look at things has to shift from just thinking about, oh, I just want to make sure that this person is treating me how I want to be treated, as opposed to you treating them how they treat you. And of course, some people with that perspective can think, oh, that's a little harsh. But I think in reality, if someone's treating you good, I'm going to treat you better, right? If you are loyal to me, I will be loyal to you. But if you do treat me bad, or if you do treat me in a way that I am not comfortable with, I do not like, it is on me to not only do something about it, but if I have to, I will separate myself. And that's important, to be able to have that identification through how people treat, through how you treat them, right? And so I've noticed, at least sometimes, people can take these things for granted. They can take your time for granted, your attention, your way of going about things, right? They can take that for granted when they think, hey, this person will always be treating me better than I treat them. In reality, it should be equal. It should be, I'm thinking about, if you're treating me good and I'm receiving that, and I feel, comfortable with that, I'm going to treat you well. And sure, yeah, I think sometimes, we live in this world where everyone is really hyper fixated on, everything that they are receiving and things that they're getting. And I think in order for people who are naturally givers and people who are, open to being generous, need to protect that generosity, right? You need to vet people correctly and make sure that the people that you are giving that energy to, you are giving that attention to, you're giving that, love and care towards, that they're giving that to you in return. Because at the end of the day, there will never be an excess of people who are just nice people, who are genuinely good people, and who want good things for others. And there will always be people who are going to take advantage of that. And as people who, give, and people who are generous, you should be thinking in this way. You should be thinking about, hey, if I'm giving you something, if I'm putting something into this, I should be getting something in return. Too many people feel guilty about, oh, I'm just doing it just to do it. And that's great. It's a great perspective to have, right? But at the end of the day, you also have to think about what you are also gaining from this situation and what you are also going to be putting back into you. Don't forget about you. Don't forget about what, investments you need to also put into yourself, and not just thinking, oh, okay, I'm just here, doing this for the love and just hoping that someone will give it in return. No, you have to secure that by being open and communicating. Hey, if I'm doing this for you, I expect this in return. Sometimes people are very, very careful about their expectations and what they want. And I think in this era, communication on that is super important. We need to be more vocal and open about the things that we want first and the things that we're looking for, and stop being afraid or shy about these things, right? Going out of your way, coming out of your comfort zone. Let's say you are a person who is a natural people pleaser, right? Because most times in these cases, the people who are thinking that way, hey, I want to treat you how, I want to be treated, are people who are looking to please others, and they're looking for approval from others. And sometimes that, weakness, or that, a flaw that a lot of people have in wanting to please others, can be a target for those who are easily, enticed by taking advantage of people. And so I feel like in order to protect yourself in this modern day, and to make sure that, that's at the first of your mind, is paying attention to making sure that, hey, I'm going to treat you how you treat me. And if you don't give me respect, I'm not going to give you respect. If you don't give me trust, I'm not going to give you trust. If you're not going to give me love, you know how it goes from there. So I just wanted to make this quick video, just to kind of like speak on this, because this was something that was on my heart, and something that I think, me and my friends have been talking about behind the scenes. And I was just like, yeah, I just want to make a quick video about this, because there is a certain shift, I think, that a lot of people have to have in their own mentality about what that means to treat someone how you want to be treated. And then as well, from the back end of that, is how do I treat people how they treat me? And being mindful of that, saying, hey, if you treat me a certain way, I want you to know that you're going to get that in return. And if you do not respect how I feel and what I have to say, then guess what? I'm going to treat you the same exact way. And I think that's something that's important, and it's a great, shift in the mentality that a lot of people need to have. And I'm gonna keep, making these type of videos, just certain ideas and things that come into my head, so that I can put this on wax, so that it can share out to people who may be going through these same things, who are trying to fight through a situation where maybe they aren't feeling, appreciated. They aren't feeling like someone's treating them how they want to be treated. So if you're not getting that, I repeat, this will change your life. Treating people how they treat you, being a mirror to how they treat you, is the best way to be able to get the results that you want, regardless. Is saying, hey, all right, you want to treat me messed up? I'm going to treat you messed up. How about that? You don't want to talk to me? I'm not going to talk to you. And just let it be. Accepting things for what they are and not trying to control anything. Being in control of yourself is the only thing that we can do in this life. And I want you guys to continue to practice that level of self control, and to continue to try your best, right? Try your best to continue to treat people how they treat you.